So what's going on, guys? My name is Mr. Dalek JD, early beast from Beyond Gameplay, live from Infinity Ward. They're talking about some incredible features. Let's quickly jump in. Let's hear what they're talking about.
We have to regroup.
We got to regroup. You got to rethink your strategy. Now, we have some ringers planned today. Travis is one of our better players in the office. We have a couple of our QA guys upstairs, a few of our QA guys upstairs that are rocking out right now and helping us survive this experience. I gotta forewarn you guys. Beast from Beyond is a very tough map.
I just make it look easy.
We're just making it look a little easy here. Now, those of you that have played Shaolin and have had a chance to deal with and see Travis has just proven as good as he is, even he can go down too. There's just a lot of stuff going on here. We have obviously the Kung Fu guys coming in, teleporting out. You're going to have the clown zombies. You're going to have cryptids running around. Again, really, this is the kitchen sink. So everything that we've set you up with, Fate and Fortune card-wise,
what are you guys thinking?
Use those cards, man. Use those Fate and Fortune cards. They are really the difference in survival and death. And we want you guys to survive. As much as people think that we want people to just sit on the Easter eggs forever, you guys have no idea. We're dying for people to get through this content, consume it, and give us feedback on it. It's super awesome when we see you guys plowing through stuff and sort of hive mind, like thinking you guys are chipping away at one piece at a time, and sort of figuring out what's going on. So I am very excited to figure out who's going to be first in the world. It is definitely not going to be me. That is definitely not going to be me.
We'll all be watching.
But we will be watching for that person. Yeah. And I'm going to give a special shout-out on Twitter. Once I find out who that person is or who that group of people is, I'm going to give them a special shout-out. As I mentioned,
let's get it.
We kind of teased earlier, there's definitely more than one cutscene. There's definitely more than one outro for the experience that we built for you in this very last episode. So definitely... lots of stuff to see. Now, we also wanted to talk a little bit about some of the returning systems that we have. We wanted people to rest assured that things like the ATM system are returning. The Lost and Found is making its return. Of course, we have perks that are making their way into this map.
New perks?
People have asked, are we doing new perks? We are not doing new perks for this map. However, the perks that you're going to obtain in this map, and of course, that perkaholic that we talked about, we're going to give you the ability to have every single perk at once. That's a pretty big deal because some of the stuff that we've introduced in the previous map, some of the newer perks, it's going to be interesting taking those perks into older experiences. Getting to have something like Deadeye in a map like Zombies in Spaceland is going to be pretty interesting.
Snap. Okay, interesting.
Let's see, what else do we want to talk about?
Interesting.
Actually, you know what? I promised this, and let me give some focus to our folks that are chiming in on Twitch TV here, because I want to make sure I take some of the questions here. So guys, please feed me your questions. I want to get a couple of those questions answered. I did have an opportunity to sit down with some really big fans this week that were talking about you know, how we sort of came up with the whole story with Willard Wyler and ultimately why we went down this movie path. And while I can come up with a whole bunch of different stuff that I'd like to talk about, I definitely want to pull some questions from the Twitch stream here. So let's see what we got here. Nicholas Willowtail, any new weapons beside the Venom X? You better believe it, baby. You better believe it. Keep your eyes peeled. And of course, you know MTX weapons in Infinite Warfare, they're always backwardly compatible. So that means not only do you get those MTX weapons just for this map, you're getting them for all the maps, guys. Every single map. So yes.
Wait, what?
New stuff, always pumping new stuff. What? New weapons, always popping into the map.
New weapons in
so
all
yes,
maps?
Definitely. Let's see, what else?
Okay, guys, let me know in the chat. What you thinking?
When does this map come out? This map is launching on Tuesday, the 12th. First on PS4. We're very excited for you guys to get your hands on it. Is there a pre-order bonus? Yes, absolutely. We have a PlayStation 4 theme that you guys can pick up. Awesome cryptid background that fades in and out. Pretty cool. I have it resting on my PS4, my dev kit now, and I absolutely love taking a look at it. It's freaking awesome, man. So definitely. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see.
I really appreciate Lee doing this. Like, this is really cool.
So fast, I can hardly keep up.
He really wants to be reading all of the community's answers and questions
I can almost hardly keep up. Let's see. Wrath 1918. Will there be anything new after the DLC, perhaps in a month or later? You know what? There is. We just can't stop, guys. We can't stop pouring stuff into this game. We
These
literally
guys are making
cannot
something
stop.
new
And if you can't
after
tell,
the DLCs
this
come
has been a
out.
passion project for myself and for my team. We really, when I started off this conversation, when we first began chatting today, I talked about us pouring our hearts and our souls into this, and really, we love making zombies content. We loved creating these characters, creating this world, and bringing this vision to life throughout the entire season. We definitely have pushed ourselves to the limits and then some at times. Yeah, man, this
Crap, looks wild.
We can't stop. And I would just say, keep an eye on the message of the day. Keep an eye on our Infinity Ward Twitter. Keep an eye on my Twitter. We definitely have things that we want to share. I'm not going to share what those things are today, but I promise you, we have some last drop stuff that I think is going to make
Super
people
exciting stuff.
go,
I can't wait.
whoa. So we definitely got that going on. Let's see what else we got that. Will Beasley, is that the theater? Yes, my man, that is the theater. That is the theater that you've been looking at in the Zombies in Spaceland intro cinematic. That is something that we wanted to make sure that we let players run around in. Seeing it right out of the gate. One of my favorite developers of all time, I got to name drop him, Shigeru Miyamoto. One of the things that he does in his design philosophy is he loves to carrot you. He loves to let you see something, but not let you get it right away, right? And if you guys don't know, I'm a big fan of Zelda and all of his creations. They've helped evolve the industry, and we are definitely playing up on that. So in Zombies in Spaceland, we teased you by showing you the theater, but of course we saved it all the way until the end because, of course, we wanted to take that same philosophy into mind. Some of you are asking, is this the exact same theater that we saw in other maps? No. Yeah. It's not the exact same theater. In fact, if you pay close attention to that marquee,
a little bit of difference.
It actually says closed permanently, where all of the other ones actually had the introduction of what film you were playing. So, Travis, take a quick peek up there. Our closed permanently sign. That is actually a direct reflection of what you guys were seeing in the Zombies in Spaceland intro cinematic. And I missed your name. I'm very sorry, but I'm gonna give you a shout out. No, I just put shampoo in my hair. I promise. There's nothing special about it. There's nothing special about my hair at all. Aqua. Let's see if I can pronounce this. Aqua Momoa. I assume that's got to be a shout out to Jason for playing Aquaman. Lee, what happened with Murder High or any of the previous posters we got? Well, we wanted to create this world for Willard Wyler where he's been creating films for 40+ years. And if someone can create films for 40 years and they're putting out, a couple of movies a year, maybe they're putting out a movie a year or whatever, depending on the cadence of their releases. So in the 70s, man, some of the blaxploitation films, they had 3 and 4 of these movies a year coming out, which seems like a crazy cadence based on how long it takes to make movies now. But considering Willard Wyler has been around for that long, we definitely wanted to explore the idea that Willard had created a whole bunch of films, that he had created this massive world, and we pulled some of those concepts into Zombies in Spaceland and into the other maps. So when we see Murder High, I want you to pay close attention to the outfit that AJ's wearing. AJ's wearing a Letterman jacket. We're making him look like a high school student, and that was intentional. We wanted to kind of pull that in.
Enough.
When you saw Ghost Clown 3D, you got to fight against those ghost clowns, and that was important because we wanted to make sure that we were teasing things that Willard had created before, but then ultimately introduce them and then bring them into that experience. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see.
So as we have this downtime, I just want to let you know that earlier this week I got a chance to play this map, and I have my own gameplay that I'll be showing you guys in about 25 minutes time from now. But so far we're watching the RW devs play it, so it's interesting, so I can answer a load of questions you guys have, so feel free to drop them in the comments and I'll be reading them whenever. If you guys do enjoy this, you're excited by seeing the Beast from Beyond gameplay, and we're going to be diving really deep into it, make sure if you're watching you drop a thumbs up right now. I just thought I'd move my webcam down a little bit so you guys can see Lee Ross and Travis in all their glory. But anyway, they're talking about music. Let's go back. Let's listen to what they're saying.
New music. We have, of course, secret song stuff. Come on, guys.
Some awesome
Come
songs.
on. We definitely got some stuff. Really talented music team that we have here. Special shout out to Chris Eggert, who really helped pioneer and drive the music creative process here for the original content. Nakia Harris, definitely shout out. Nakia is an absolutely phenomenal performer And a lot of the perk jingles, if not every single one of them, is Nakia. This guy is an amazing singer, but he's
great.
also got rap skills. So don't try to rap battle him. He will just friggin' demolish you. And then, of course, shout out to their director, Stephen Miller, who helps them have the creative freedom to bring all these wonderful things to life. So, again, hats off to the audio team for bringing all this wonderful music to life. We just as passionate as we are. We've seen these guys here till 4 o'clock in the morning trying to get a song just right, and that's just a super awesome thing. So, again, hats off to all of them for bringing that stuff to life. Let's see what else we got.
I'm so surprised. So just to
Xbox One release date.
Reiterate as well, guys. I knew they were streaming this today because they announced it, but I didn't realize they were going to do gameplay. So I was like, damn, this was a scheduled stream video to show you my early gameplay. But damn, we're watching early gameplay from IW and all of this developer talks. He's talking about, oh, hang on, release dates for other stuff.
And stuff. We're going to give that stuff away at the exact same time. So Xbox, PC, and PS4 players, you guys have some content that's coming that everyone's going to get to play all at the same time. So I promise you that stuff is coming, guys.
Wow. So this new content is going to be dropping sometime in October when it comes out on all platforms.
We don't run out of time. I want to get
no idea what that could be
here.
But it's amazing that they're still putting out new content, which is pretty, actually quite unbelievable.
Let me see if I can pronounce his name. Monasia Lee, please notice me. I already have. Are we going to be able to play as the special guest characters across the map? For example, Hasselhoff on Shaolin. I really want to squash that one right now. Unfortunately, that's not something that we had planned. But we are, again, we are mixing up the content quite a bit. So what you're going to get to do in the director's cut, it's not necessarily taking Hoff into Shaolin or things like that. But there might be other characters that you're going to be playing as in the near future. Who knows? It depends on how fast people get through these giant Easter eggs that we've created. Yeah.
Also, why we're going to be watching.
Yeah, that's why we're going to be watching.
See all these people.
We're super duper excited. Georgia 420 boy, I know what you're talking about there. What's my favorite map? Man, that's like picking my favorite kid. That's so hard. I would say the entire experience. The entire experience really is one giant experience. If you're someone who came in at the beginning with us and you've really been enjoying this whole experience with us all the way through to the Beast from Beyond, you see that this is one giant thing that ties all together. So I'm sorry I can't answer that question directly, but really I love them all, and I love them all for different reasons, and I play them all sort of, from time to time just because, I want to have the experience of Rave, or I want to have the experience of Shaolin Shuffle. So it all just depends. Hi, Jake Life. Yes, I do inhale, but it's oxygen, man. It's just oxygen. I got to get it to my brain. So absolutely.
What's he on about?
I know what you're doing there, player. I know what you're doing there.
He's a pretty cool
Clan.
guy.
Can we buy all perks? If you mean, can you buy all the perks in this map? We have a lot of perks in this map, but you're going to need to figure out that arcade machine in this map. And, of course, we gave you a card for it. So good luck with that. Good luck with getting all those perks. We definitely want to see you guys running around with them. Let's see if I can pronounce this right. Kwachi, or maybe Chachi 111166. What's your bet on the Easter egg hunt, Lee? Oh, man, you guys are throwing me under the bus there.
So many different numbers on that board.
So I'm guessing that I think DLC 4, crowdsourcing this experience, of course. I don't think anyone on their own without sort of crowdsourcing it is going to get through it as fast as I think. I'm going to go with 30 hours.
Okay,
my gut tells me about 30 hours to get through that first Easter egg. However, that's not the main thing, man. The main thing is getting through that director's cut, because that's the real Easter egg. That's the real super Easter egg that we've been building this whole experience for. So, yeah, it's going to take quite a bit of time.
So if you guys aren't aware, because we didn't have this when they were talking about it, they're introducing the super Easter egg as director's cut versions of all the maps. Here we go. Oh.
Easter egg cutscene. Well, we didn't make Revelations. Sorry about that. But we will have cutscenes that relate directly to the director's cut. Yes, like I mentioned, we have more than one outro cutscene, and we might have saved the best stuff for last. So good luck on making your way through, for sure.
Ooh. That was a pretty troll comment there. That's hilarious.
Wouldn't you like to know? We're not going to just give away everything on the stream today. We got to leave something for discovery. Don't worry, guys. It's there. We definitely we're hopping you back into an arcade machine. Will the let's see. Will the Easter egg be harder than radioactive things? Sebazo Gaming. I hope I pronounced that right. It always comes down to skill, guys. It always comes down to how fast people can figure out the Easter eggs, how
always says this,
skilled they are at fighting the bosses and fighting all the different creatures that we're introducing. Is it going to be difficult? Man, it's going to be difficult. we don't ever make anything to be easy. Challenge. But we also want to sort of open that spectrum up so that we can get as many people enjoying this content as possible. So yeah, definitely some difficulty there. Isaiah Boy 420. Why am I picking all the 420 people today? There's got to be something about that. How rare are the fortune cards? The fortune cards are actually pretty rare, and that's intentional. We definitely don't want everyone running around with Skull Hacker and Skull Hacker every 5 seconds. So there's going to be some rarity to those cards, but you know, I try to explain to people that Zombies is not a pay-to-win experience. Every single thing that we give away, yeah, you can go and you can buy those COD points and get those extra spins, but you know, you can also just play the game. You can just grind away at the game like a lot of players do. So if you want to go spend the COD points, by all means, but definitely you have the ability to earn all that content in the game.
These guys are trolling me.
Quantum ZYT. So Lee, Willard Wilder playable? Well, I mean,
there we go.
DLC 10.
Maybe.
Nah,
I really like Willard Wilder. I'll just say that.
That's
Paul
yes.
Rubens was absolutely one of my favorite people to work with throughout actually my entire video game development career. Absolutely phenomenal guy. There's a whole lot more to do with Willard Wilder. I hope you were paying very close attention to what was happening with those memory charms in Raven the Redwoods, because we told quite a bit of backstory on what was going on with Willard. And then, of course, the diaries that we introduced in Attack of the Radioactive Thing, those are really setting the stage for what's happening here, what's actually going on with Willard. I will say, and for those of you that have seen my PlayStation 4 blog interview, this is our Kaiser Soze moment. So for those of you that are familiar with the film The Usual Suspects, Kevin Spacey, he really turned that movie on his head, but just in the last 10 seconds of the film, and it kind of made people's jaws hit the ground. So we definitely want to play with that a little bit there. So this is our Kaiser Soze moment, man.
Ooh. I mean, they're very confident about this.
Shimmer Sparkle, Haley, to get Director's Cut, do you have to complete all Ghosts and Skulls and Soul Keys, or just the Soul Keys? That is a fantastic question. You just need your 5 Soul Keys. You just need the 5 Soul Keys. The Ghosts and Skulls was there to help push you along if you were having difficulty getting through some of that content. Obviously, if you were... And ultimately not in Zombies in Spaceland, and we did that on purpose for a reason, and you guys will get to see that once you get through this content. But yeah, this is going to be one of those cases where there's just a ton of stuff hiding behind stuff. So yeah. Why is the date on April 20th? Man, come on. You guys know why the date's on April 20th? Put 2 and 2 together. Put 2 and 2 together. Let's see.
Oh my god. What is
so yeah, just remember 5 keys. You just need those 5 keys, guys. Kevin Spacey confirmed for DLC 5 Black Diamond 115. I'm so sorry. That is not a confirmation. No. Kevin Spacey, as much as I love him, he is not in Infinite Warfare Zombies. But hey, I love him.
Oh, now I'm disappointed.
Let's see. J200W, how do you feel about the leak? Any leaks are bad, man. We never like leaks. We like to make sure that we're getting things out as they're supposed to. But ultimately, when leaks happen, we're gauging interest, and that's one of the things where... You know, we don't want it to happen, but when it happens, you know, sometimes it's just a happy coincidence that it gets people more engaged and excited about the product. So, definitely.
Wow, I've not heard them address leaks ever. So
I think I talked my head off. Travis has surprisingly survived without going down, which is quite surprising. The guys are really holding it down. They were able to get to scene 17, pop off some Fate and Fortune cards, show you guys some of this layout in this map. Pay close attention. Go back, watch this video. Take a look at some of the areas that he's playing in. There's some important stuff there. Ooh. And look at trophies popping. Oh, man. So, without further ado, guys, I want to say thank you so much for joining us for this season of Infinite Warfare Zombies. We have put this thing in a big, shiny box, wrapped it up in a bow, and we hope that we've delivered something that you guys are going to be really passionate about, hopefully as passionate about it as we have been. There's a lot more to come. Big, giant Easter eggs. More secrets to go. And yeah, guys, this thing is awesome. So thank you for joining us on the stream today. Don't forget, we're dropping this on September 12th, next Tuesday. PlayStation 4 first. You guys get to have that first go. enjoy the experience, have a great time out there, and we'll see you on the other side, guys. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, there we go. So, that was a look at Infinite Warfare Zombies DLC 4 from the viewpoint of the actual studio streaming their own gameplay. That's like them, they were literally there playing the game live for us. Now, I have my own early footage, which I'm not allowed to show you for another 13 minutes, which is gutting. But what we will do is we will replay parts of the stream with the gameplay, and we'll talk about a little bit of what was announced and what they spoke about. So, they mentioned that the Super Easter Egg is going to be the main big thing that everyone's going to care about when it comes to this. Like, obviously, the main Easter Egg is going to be pretty mental, but what the Super Easter Egg is director's cut. So it's brand new versions of all of the maps that we've been playing, but what's different is there's going to be brand new Easter egg quests. It's literally going to be like a different version of the actual map, which is crazy. Alright, that stream's now done. So if you refresh, we should be able to go and watch back that stream, and we can go and look at some of the stuff that we just witnessed there. Alright, it's the most recent video. Here we go. This is the live stream. Is it the live stream we were just watching? I think it might have been. Okay, it is. So what's crazy is they also showed the intro cutscene, which I have on my channel, and it's linked down below, so you guys can go ahead and watch that whenever you guys feel like you want to. But we're going to go ahead and start breaking down the gameplay that we see. So you start in this really tight spawn room, and you spawn in with the OSA, which is, of course, the assault rifle that you've come to know and expect. You know what it is, and you're thinking, damn, I spawned in with a pretty good weapon. Like, you know, I'm pretty sorted. But round one, and you'll have this throughout all the rounds until you get to put the power on. The cryptids will not stop spawning. And, like, you guys know from Extinction, you know what these guys are like. They are ruthless. They are very fast. They're very sporadic. They're not as easy to take down as zombies, and they play very differently. Like, with zombies, you can kite them behind you, and they're always going at a constant speed. That's pretty slow. But these cryptids, man, when they're coming at you, it is just dastardly. They just don't stop, and like, you don't really get a second's breath. And when you're playing solo, you really have to maximize your points, because if you, say for instance, buy a weapon, for instance, that's not going to be great against the cryptids, you don't earn a lot of points from these guys. Watch how many points this player gets from killing cryptids. He gets maybe like 60 points per kill. It's not a lot at all. And then you've got these doors at 750. When you're playing solo, you also got to buy quick revive. So it really just, you know, it messes things up and throws it into the mix. You do start with this this assault rifle, but it doesn't make it easier. Against the zombies, this thing's pretty darn good. But against cryptids, it's like as good as you'd want it to be, but it's nowhere near as good as you'd expect, if that makes any sense like that. And we've also got the desktop audio stuff muted just because they're talking. Oh, I can unmute it just so you can hear. So they've confirmed in this as well, the Venom X is returning, and I mean, I got to play it early at Infinity Ward's offices. I literally, like 2 days ago, I played this map with a bunch of other dudes, and then we hang out with Lee Ross, and we just spoke about a load of different things. And it was really interesting because, like, you know, Lee seems like a really cool guy on Twitter, and, you know, he is just as cool in person. Like, hearing some of these stories that you mentioned on the stream about his inspirations, like Shigeru Miyamoto, who created Super Mario and Zelda and all that stuff, and all these influences, like, even in the intro cutscene, is a reference to Super Metroid, where the spaceship flies into, like, this open cave area. It's really cool, actually. So, I mean, there's taken a lot of things, and if you guys don't know the story of this map, the story is that this is apparently a alternate version of Extinction Nightfall, where things are happening a little bit differently, and it's in like an alternate area rather than it be the area that you get to on Earth. They realize, hang on a moment, this is not on Earth, this is on a planet, this is on like a space station that's orbiting an ice planet. So, you know, things are a little bit crazy, and this is like tying in the Extinction and IW zombie storyline really nicely. Willard Wyler mentions that, you know, Extinction was his own saga of films, and and we're being placed right into it. And Poindexter's the only one that knows this, by the way. He like tells them, you know, we saw it from a little bit of a teaser from the outro cutscene for Attack of the Radioactive Thing. He's like, oh no, because he knows what's coming, and they had no idea what extinction is. So they're like, you know, you're fighting and all this, and what you need to do is, in order to get the power on, get everything back to normal, and to stop the cryptids from constantly spawning, you need to get the power on by finding Neil's head. So Neil the robot is returning again with inside this map, and he pretty much controls all of the electronics around this area, but you need to find his head and place it in the computer that you saw us put it in a little bit earlier. Now, there's a load of other things involving Neil where you've got to find like ID cards, and that's probably how we're going to start off the Easter egg quest itself. We're not sure exactly what you can do. We have a little bit of info that you might be able to control traps and turn traps on and off, so that's going to be pretty interesting to see how that affects the gameplay and how exactly we're going to use Neil, because it's interesting. And they also mentioned as well, which I didn't even realize at the time, David Hasselhoff voices Neil. So that's pretty interesting in itself, and they've mentioned the super Easter egg, which they're calling the director's cut. So he mentions how when you buy a film, you get like the vanilla version of the film, which you saw in the cinemas, but then when you buy it, when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray and you watch it at home, you've got all those special features, and it just makes it a more fuller experience, and that's what they call the director's cut. And sometimes director's cuts like different versions of the film that you watched, which might have additional scenes or like an extended ending, for example, stuff like that. So essentially we're getting new versions of each map called director's cut versions, which are going to be very similar. I like the info I got from him when I was at the studio was that the Easter egg steps are going to be very similar to how they were originally, but there are going to be a few tiny changes here and there. How exactly that's going to be, I really don't know. He didn't specify, but for instance, on Spaceland, there was a few leaks here and there that suggested that there are brand new Hasselhoff quotes. So Hasselhoff is going to be helping you out, and I'm pretty sure we're now going to be trying to leave Spaceland, as there was quotes from the very start of when that map came out of you actually being able to leave the map and escape it. So that might be something on the cards. I don't know, but all I know is we're going to be going through each map again, and rather than getting the soul key, we're going to be getting a new item, which we're going to be forming this massive thing, which will get us to this super Easter egg boss. And you know, he said like there might be more than one cutscene, so we know that the ending of this map Easter egg's gonna have a pretty cool cutscene. But what we don't know, and we now know, is that the director's cut super Easter egg is gonna have its own different ending cutscene, and that's the one that we are gonna want to be going for. Like DLC 4's main ending is gonna be, you know, it's going to be pretty damn sick, but that's not the real true ending. There's multiple endings in this, which is like just absolutely mind-blowing. So I'm really excited about that. He threw a few shots saying, you know, this is not just simply a starting pistol. So a few digs at Treyarch right there. I'll take some questions from you guys in the chat. I want to thank I'm Dating Trump for that $1 Canadian. Thank you very much. Donald, do you think that our main characters will die and that the guest characters will come to the team to do the director's cut? I don't know. There are hints about our characters dying, and Lee Ross has tweeted out some like teasers that you might have to die in order for you to restart over. So I don't get what exactly that means, but he mentioned also the Venom X from Extinction is going to be in here. We didn't find out how to do it. We don't know how on earth we're supposed to make this thing. So trust me, it's as much as a secret as it is for us as it is for you. All we managed to do when we played early was to get the power on, and then also to get Pack-a-Punch. We've got Teen Titans, 555 with that $2 tip. What up, Dalek? Could you do an American accent, Texas? Well, I mean, I've been to Nashville a little bit recently, so that the kind of southern lick on the accent's a bit there, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, anyway, enough of that. So as you can see, we go through Teleporter, and we're literally having a sort of Revelations-esque feeling where we're transported to the theater, which we're in at the very start of the Spaceland intro cutscene. And I believe when we pack a punch, this is what is below. And we've got all these posters of all the crazy films he's made. We've got cutouts of some of the bosses as well. And we also have the Afterlife arcade. It's pretty weird to see all this stuff like as playable area, and it's all conjoined as well. And you can see the TV, like that's showing the film that we were just in. Like we're not in the Beast from Beyond at this point in time. We teleported out of it, and we're gonna come back into it a little bit later. But we've got like all these posters of all the films, and we've got the Afterlife arcade, which looks completely beaten up and battered from what we normally are used to it as. And this is the one that we see inside of the intro for Spaceland. So it's really all coming coming full circle now, and that's really, really damn exciting. Someone goes, do you know how long you think it'll take to get the super Easter egg? Well, Lee Ross reckons it's going to take 30 hours to complete the main Easter egg on this map, but then the super Easter egg, I don't really know, because it's the same Easter egg quest, I believe, but he did mention that things are slightly different. So I don't know what exactly he means, only time will really tell, but he said they're just bringing so much content that, and I'm honestly shocked. I mean, could you imagine if Treyarch done something like this, where for the Revelation super Easter egg, it was a super Easter egg, but you know what I mean, if they changed and added new Easter egg quests to every single map like they're doing here, they're really putting in a big effort. It's crazy. We've got Galvatron, my boy, with a $1 tip inside the super chat. Thank you very much, Galvatron. Hope you're doing good, my man. Thank you for coming by. And this is the road that our characters get dropped off at, right at the start of the Spaceland intro cutscene. They get dropped off in the limo and they walk straight in here. So like, it's pretty crazy. Someone goes, Dalek, would you like to see Extinction Remaster map pack? Possibly, I don't know. There's various areas from some Extinction maps, I feel like, within the Beast from Beyond map itself. Like, we'll take a look in the gameplay in a moment, and I'm allowed to show you my own official gameplay in like 1 minute's time. So that's pretty damn exciting. And yeah, the Afterlife Arcade is beaten up, boys. It's broken down. It's crazy. Let me know what you're thinking of this in the comments, guys. Are you excited? Are you looking forward to playing this? Is it a bit meh? Are you excited by this? I mean, when I saw this and I was playing this, I was genuinely a bit surprised. I was like, wow, okay, this is cool. The one thing that really annoys me, though, is that we have the Shaolin Shuffle teleporting zombies, which is like, it's just never fun, is it? It's just never fun. I'm going to get my gameplay ready for you guys for when that embargo does lift for us to actually be allowed to make videos and upload Beast from Beyond. And for those wondering, like, Skull Hop, does it work? Can you get Perkaholic straight away using that new card? And the answer is yes. You'll see it in my gameplay. I don't manage to complete the game. It's an easy game, but for some reason I just sucked hardcore, and I failed it because I was like, okay, I'll go into it in a moment, and I'll explain exactly why I failed and my thought process on why I was like, okay. So anyway, guys, let's move over to the early gameplay from a Beast from Beyond. No more of the live stream footage because we have some goodies right here. So let's jump into this, my friends. Let me know the volume. It needs to be, all right, of course it needs to be turned up a little bit. All right, here we go. So here's where you spawn in. Like you've seen before, this is my own gameplay now. And as Willard Wireless says there, the cryptids are finally making a return inside of RW Zombies, and you have to fend for your life against these things. And as you can see, I've bought Quick Revive, and I'm earning points now, but like, look how many points I get by the end of round 1. It's barely enough to open one door. There is one route I believe that's better to take than the other, just in terms of what you need to do to get power on, but either way, it's still very tight. And we said this when we were actually playing it, and I was like, this is something which people are going to struggle. Like, if you're not great at zombies, you might really struggle the first few times playing this map to actually get the power on, because it's not easy by any means. Like, you can run out of ammo, you could get cornered, you could just get swiped a few extra times by these guys without you really noticing. It is actually pretty darn tricky, so it's going to be interesting to watch out. And of course, me being that curious guy I am, I'm like trying to interact with every object possible within the rooms. Obviously, didn't really come across anything too exciting, but I finally get to round 3, and I'm like, this is the point where I can get to the power. But all I need to do is get enough points. And this is where, like, you know, camping with the cryptids, it's not a great idea because they can run up on you really fast, and before you know it, you're down. And that's it. Your afterlife, you'll be back in the Afterlife Arcade straight away, and bam. Alright, so I've got the Pack and Heat card. So I'm like, okay, what's it going to give me? And it gives me a double Pack-a-Punched pistol from the starting room. So I'm like, you know what? This is pretty cool. And this is the double Pack-a-Punch camo. You saw it in the thumbnail. It's this green sort of animated camo. Looks pretty damn cool, if I'm honest. It's not something that I would see in Black Ops 3, if I'm honest. But either way, really cool. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Now, here's how you get the power on. So there's this pit in this room here. And what you need to do is you need to jump down. Of course, making sure you don't die. And blop. Right there, you'll have Tough Enough. And then that cryptid literally just fell to his death. And then you will notice the Neil head, which you pick up just like in Spaceland. Pop it on in spawn. And there you go. We've got Galvatron with another $2 in Super Chat. Need a 4 for our team, which is 5 first on RW. I would take you up on that, dude, but I honestly have a full team already made. Me, Pizza, Javano, and Starburst. I'm pretty confident that we're going to do some good stuff, but of course we'll be communicating with you guys, and this is like a massive thing because there is a lot of stuff that we are going to be exploring and discovering. Not just the main quest on this map alone, but all the super Easter eggs. Like, we are going to be playing a shed load of zombies, and if you want to see all that content, you want to see the super Easter egg, you're going to want to be here on the channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on anything, and turn your notifications on so you don't miss a upload, because honestly, this next week when this drops on Tuesday, it's going to be mental. I absolutely can't wait. Do parts always have one spawn location from Ethan? Yo, so I believe that they do. The Neil head is always in the same place, and you'll notice here this is a open snowy area which leads to the Pack-a-Punch portal, but you can't go there straight away because you need parts to construct the bridge. Now these parts are always in the same place, and I'll be making a guide a little bit later today to teach you how to get Pack-a-Punch, turn on the power, and get tough enough, because that's the things you really need. And it honestly took us about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of playing before we even realized how we got the Pack-a-Punch and we got the power on. So this is a really cool room. You can see a cryptid that's being experimented on, and we can take a look to pause there, and you can just see all that stuff. It's gruesome. It really is gruesome what they've been doing to these cryptids. It's like it's something you'd expect to see in Ghosts, but to see it here as well, it's pretty damn strange. And at this point, I managed to get the Titan out of the mystery wheel, and this thing's still an absolute beast. But even still, even if I had this and I ran out of ammo, there's a possibility that I could die. And here is a teleporter where, of course, you've seen the footage already. We go into the theater itself. I'm opening up into here, and this leads you to the sort of streets of Shaolin Shuffle, which is pretty awesome. And all these teleports you can see on the walls and stuff, they take you to different areas in the main Beast from Beyond map. But you can stay here as long as you wanted if you really wanted to. Like, there's no real limit on how long you can stay here, and you get a load of different type of zombies spawning here. Like you mentioned, you get literally an assortment of everything. Do you go and Pack-a-Punch in this gameplay? Unfortunately not, but the Pack-a-Punch area in this map is identical to what we've got used to. It's the same sort of room with the film reel, and because these accounts didn't have any previous Easter eggs done, we didn't see any of the symbols on the ground. But interesting enough, I do see one of the symbols in this street by this teleporter you'll see in a moment. I look at it and it disappears. It's really weird. So look, there you go. Look, there it is, and it's gone. I don't know if that was a visual glitch or if that's part of some other small little Easter egg that I don't really know about at this point. But if you guys have any more questions, feel free to drop them down below. So the cryptids will spawn forever until you get the power on. And you definitely want to get the power on as soon as possible, because you want normal zombies to spawn. Now, I believe if you take too long to finish rounds, then what will happen is cryptids will actually start spawning in. So I think that's, it's pretty interesting. And we not just have, oh god, the clown rounds. Yeah, the clown rounds are back. So not only do you have the typical cryptids like you're seeing now, but you also have the cryptid phantoms. I think they spawn in about round 10 onwards, and I usually got them when I was camping outside in the sort of wintry outside section. But man, these Kung Fu ninjas are no joke. I'm pretty sure this footage right here is a rip. I cut this off pretty quick because, yeah, I went down. I just got absolutely swarmed. Just crazy swarmed. Can you pre-order this yet? Yeah, I believe it's live for the PSN store. I think maybe just in America. I've not checked on my UK PlayStation, as I literally just got home from a massive US trip, literally a few hours ago. So I've been editing this gameplay you're watching and working on a few other videos for you guys. But yeah, the teasers for this are crazy. Once we get this final soul key, it's gonna apparently unlock everything inside of all the older maps with the director's cut version. So Spaceland's gonna be different. You'll have David Hasselhoff with a new quest for us. I believe we'll play as Willard Wyler as well, judging from a few leaked quotes that we can hear. And yeah, you might be thinking this looks a little bit like Kino de Toten. I mean, it does, but that's the nature of the theater inside of IW Zombies. It does look a little bit similar to Kino, but I don't think they were trying to copy it. Did I play it early? Yes, this is my own gameplay captured from Infinity Ward's offices, which I played there on Wednesday. It's pretty darn awesome. Played a little bit of multiplayer. Wasn't too interested though. We just wanted to jump straight into zombies. And I mean, Lee also mentioned on that stream as well that they're going to be adding in a new thing, some new content when this map comes out on Xbox and PC. We did have a chance to look at a very early version of it, and we can't say what it is, and you guys can ask all you want. Unfortunately, I can't tell you what it is, but it's sounding pretty darn awesome, and it's going to be very fun to make videos on, at least from what I can think anyway. And here's like a film reel that you get inside of the arcade. I legit do not know what this does. Okay, so here we go. This is activating the skull hacker, so I activate the card. Bam, I'm straight in there instantly. I fail, and it kicks me back out, and as you can see, it said 0 of 6 when the machine was active, and now that I'm out of it, the machine's just not active anymore. Now, you do see I've got the cards still, but that is a visual bug. The dev said that is a bug that I'm going to fix right now, and I'm like, hey, there we go. That's awesome. So, yeah, the parts that I have in my inventory, so we could actually scroll back a little bit to show you my inventory, just so you can get a gist of some of the parts, because obviously, like, you want to be finding this Easter egg pretty darn quick. So, going from left to right, we've got Neil's head, of course. We have this film reel. We have the satellites, and it says 2 or 3. So, there's 3 pieces of satellite you need to pick up. That builds the bridge to Pack-a-Punch. Then we have, of course, Neil's head, which we picked up straight away. I don't know what the other parts are. I'm assuming the far left, or far right, sorry, is probably going to be for the Venom X parts. But besides that, I really don't know. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. The HUD seems pretty, you know, pretty sort of short. It doesn't seem like there's a lot going on there, but I'm sure as we go for the Easter egg, things are going to fill out quite a bit. Let me see what you guys are saying. Did you get the Venom X? No, I didn't. No one managed to get the Venom X, unfortunately. And no, I'm not playing this right now. I played it earlier in the week at Infinity Ward's offices. So I wish I could be playing this now. I really wish I could, but I'm fortunately not. But this is the double Pack-a-Punch on possibly the best weapon in IW Zombies, the VPN. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, apparently there's more than one Wonder Weapon as well. The Venom X is in there, but there's apparently something else. So I honestly don't know what's going to go on with that. Are there unique new zombie weapons? I mean, we have the Venom X, which is not... It's an extinction weapon. Not really a zombies one, but, you know, we're going to have it, which is pretty awesome. But I want your thoughts down below, your honest opinions. What are you thinking of this map? I'm honestly surprised as well that we're allowed to show you this so early from the map actually launching. Normally, it's the day before rather than it be like... I feel like 3-4 days before, so it's pretty mental, pretty crazy. And as you can see, I've got the Fate's Hand, which is just, I think it's the Karma 45 upgraded just once, but as you can see, everything's pretty much as you'd expect. There are a lot of computers around which are related to Neil. Don't know how we use those. They're making noises, so that's going to be interesting. What does a button to the theater screen do? So that is a trap. You press that button, and it basically sucks all of the enemies that are there at the time into the screen. It looks pretty crazy. I think I activate it actually in a little bit in this footage. So, good questions, Ethan. You're really smashing the question. Again, if you guys have any questions, drop them down below inside of the chat, because I'll be answering everything that you guys may have curious ideas on, or anything that you might have seen that you want me to elaborate on a little bit more. You can see I've got 5 perks. Didn't get skull hop done, whatever it's called in this, unfortunately. But there you go. Some of the rounds now, like your dog rounds, are now the cryptid rounds. So that's something to look out for. But then bam, we're back, re-looping the footage. But yeah, what are you guys thinking? It looks super big. It's amazing. Map looks awesome. Hype type 2 is a wall buy. How important are Fate and Fortune cards? I mean, starting out a little bit, they are probably a little bit important. Like, if I didn't have the double Pack-a-Punch random weapon, I'd probably be very screwed in the solo game straight away. Like, this is not for the faint-hearted. This is actually pretty darn difficult to start out, especially in solo. Especially if you buy Quick Revive as well. That really limits how many doors you can open. You need to try and get this stuff open as quickly as possible so that you will not have to deal with cryptids any longer. And so we also see if there's like scorpions and other stuff like that. There's rhinos from Extinction. A rhino cryptid's going to be in there, but scorpions are not. They said they were trying it, but just based on how sort of chaotic and close quarters this map is, the way scorpions work is they sit and wait from a distance, and there wouldn't really be a suitable distance for them to be at. And this is a weird trap where you can turn it on, and basically it's a freezer cooler. It tracks zombies to try and go inside it, and they get frozen to death. Do you start with the OSA? Yes, you do. There's no... The Kendall pistol is in the mystery wheel, but it's not your starting pistol. You start with the OSA. Seems overpowered, but trust me, it really isn't. Is there an end cutscene? Yes, of course there is. Did we fight the rhino? No. Don't know how that's going to tie into things. I got to round 20 and I didn't notice it, so I don't know. Do you think the Super Easter Egg cutscene will, what do you think it'll be like? I think it'll probably be similar to what this one will be, but with a twist. Oh, I do apologise. With a bit of a twist. I don't know how. Apparently, it's going to flip the story on its head. It's going to literally make us go crazy from the big twist that this is going to have. So, I mean, only time will tell, my friends. There's no new perk, unfortunately. Leros is like, there's no new perk, but you do get to have all the perks with Perkaholic, with the Ghosts and Skulls, which isn't quite the same. Now, there is a music Easter egg, and to find that, there's going to be 3 little spacemen around the map. There was one literally in that pit where that cryptid just fell down. Can't remember what the others are, but this is a raised platform where Neil's head will always be, and you have to put Neil's head back onto the computer for you to get the power on and for zombies to start spawning. Did the non-enterable door near the laser trap have any text prompts? No, it didn't. It's just fully blocked off. You can't get in there. So there's obviously some Easter egg there involving turning off the field so we can actually get in. I'm suspecting that Samantha Cross is going to be in there. But how we get to it, I really don't know. So you notice that once you put the power on, there's going to be these portals. But in order to get this portal in this room open, there's a button on the top floor that I just ran past. You press it, and then this little laser thing moves across the room and lasers the teleporter and lets you go inside it. And that's how you get to like the theater and all that other crazy stuff like that. Who's the person I'm playing as? This is Point Dexter. Doesn't quite look the same, does he? The same volume too loud. If it is, I'll turn it down just a little bit. Just a little bit. Let me know. Is that fine now? Are there seekers? No. Thank God there aren't any seekers, because I think I would lose my mind if there was. Have you figured out how to get Pack-a-Punch? Yes, I have. Already said that earlier, guys. Yep, we know how to get Pack-a-Punch. Why the crypt is easy to kill? I mean, it's a very early round. You don't want them to be too easy, and they're not even that easy. If there's loads of them swarming you, then it's pretty much game over. How big is the map? The map's not that big. I think once you get used to the layout of this, just like any map, the layout's not too big. But it's interesting that you have 2 portions of the map. You've got this kind of pretty big lab section, and then you've got this new outdoor area, which is like on the winter planet. Door buys compared to other maps, the door buys are kind of a bit pricey in this map. Whoa, were the trash shoots from AW Zombies back? Thought I just saw one. You might be on the right path. I don't quite know. Possibly, I don't know. Do you think they will kill Willard Wyler? Probably not, because there's a Super Easter egg where the real plot twists will come in. Ethan saying there are seekers. I didn't see any. I don't want to see any. So that's the way it's going to be. Has anyone figured out double Pack-a-Punch? No, sort of actually. So in the area where there is Pack-a-Punch, just before the bridge, there's a computer which when you activate it, it shows the years of each maps that take place. So like Spaceland was 1984, you've got Shaolin Shuffle, that's like 1970s, you've got like Rave, which is like 1990s. It shows all these different years, and one of the years will make this weird blue orb spawn in the air for a certain amount of time. And I honestly feel like that's like, it gives you a limited amount of time for you to run across the map and do something in order for you to like maybe collect this orb or whatever. And I think that's what's powering the fuses that we'll be able to install into double Pack-a-Punch. So that's my idea anyway, but I don't know if that's going to be the case, but there you go. Who's playing? This is me. I was playing this at IW. This is my own gameplay. There's the Mistopheles symbol. Again, it just disappears. Jake is saying doors are expensive in this map. They've been expensive in all maps. Yes, they have. Are there any buildables? I don't think there are. At least we didn't come across any. Let's just say the parts that you have in this map, they're very, very well camouflaged into the actual, like, settings and stuff that you very well will miss some of these items because they just blend in so well. Are there scorpions? No, there's no scorpions. Hunters? Not sure about that. When does the rhino spawn? Have you seen him yet? Nope, I've not seen the rhino spawn. I could assume he'd probably be quite a big boss. Possibly like during the main Easter egg for sure. Are there hypno knives? Don't think so. We'd be pretty sick if there was though, for sure. Are there teleporters? So we have these, well, I mean, you just saw it on screen. The teleporters take you to this section, which is like a Revelation style section of the map. But besides that, there's no real like teleporters, you guys are saying. Will you and Peter do a run through of the old Ghost Extinction maps, please? Possibly, I don't know. I don't think that many people would be interested, and I mean, he's still away. I've got a lot of things I've got to be doing between now and Tuesday morning when this releases. So, I mean, it's going to be pretty wild. But I'm excited for this. I want you guys to let me know, are you guys excited for this? And are you going to be playing this the moment it launches? Because this is it. This is the final of IW Zombie. And we've got a big super Easter egg to be, you know, to be playing. And I can't wait for that. I do apologize. I've yawned like 4 times in the last minute. I've been on an 11-hour flight from Los Angeles. Just got home today. And I was like, you know, grind is real. We've got to be doing a live stream for you guys. We've got to get you this exclusive gameplay. Is there a brute boss of some sort? I believe the brute is in the map itself. I don't know where. We never come across it. Elise said, like, you know, if you like the brutes, they're going to be back. If you like the ninjas, they're going to be back. If you like clowns, they're going to be back. There's going to be every sort of enemy that you could ever think of returning in here. Other places to train. I mean, you're witnessing it now. This area is probably going to be quite big. But in the actual map, I mean, the big sort of warehouse crate section is your best bet for a training spot. But I mean, it's still very early days. I have to go see you, darling. Alright, cheers for watching Martinez Soccer. I really do appreciate that. If you guys want to see the intro cutscene, I will link it inside of the description for you guys when we get to the end of this live stream / video. Intro cutscene is pretty awesome. It is pretty nice. So here we go. Skullbreaker. Boop. There we go. We're in, and now we're back out. So to explain Skullbreaker a little bit, is you have, of course, a line of skulls, but they're completely blank. They're not coloured at all. You have these blocks which you shoot at the skulls to make them that colour, and the more skulls you have of the same colour, they connect. And obviously you can make as big of a connection as you want. Then you find a nuke of that colour, and you throw the nuke at the skulls, and then boom, it blows them all up, which is why it's called Skullbreaker. You're breaking the skulls by essentially blowing them up with a nuke. What about the symbols we've seen in Pack-a-Punch? They're all relating to the soul keys. So, there you go. Sorry guys, it's a slasher in the map. Yes, I spoke to Lee about this. He was like, he loved the design of the slasher, but he was a bit gutted that you mainly see the rave version of it more than the, you know, normal version, because it's got a lot of detailing on it. And he's like, you know, you'll get to see all the detailing in the flesh, like firsthand when you're playing this map. So basically all the baddies you'll be able to find. What does Neil do when he's mad? I don't know yet, because he's not, I don't think there's a way to make him mad yet. Like, obviously there is, we've seen from the trailer, but we've not managed to work out how to, I believe we put his head in it, and then we need to get 4 key cards. And then when we play, we only managed to get 2 instead of 4. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see what this is. I think the boss will be some original ancestor or Samantha Cross or something. I mean, the posters make it look like it'll be a massive Kraken. And the Kraken was my favorite from Extinction Mayday, so I say bring it on. Speaking of Pack-a-Punch, where is it? So it's across from the bridge. Sean, you're making me yawn. Oh, no. I don't want you guys to yawn. I know you're making me yawn. Wait, you went to the machine and still have the card active. No. So that's a visual bug. So the devs need to fix that. Once you've used the card once, that's it. I couldn't use the machine again. It'll say 0 out of 6 skulls, but it'll let you use the machine. But once you fail it once, you should have got rid of the card. There was a little bit of a bug there. But it will get rid of the card. When does this come out? It comes out on Tuesday, baby. Kind of looks like Call of the Dead. That's a very weird thing to say. I didn't think it looked like Call of the Dead. Alright, we're going through one more run through of the gameplay. Did you get to Spaceland Raver Attack? No, we didn't. The only other map they had was Spaceland, and you couldn't do any super Easter eggs unless you had all soul keys, which meant completing this Easter egg as well. So I'm going to go and play the gameplay in full without any talking so you guys can hear everything that's going on. But if you're excited, let me know in the comments. Make sure to drop a thumbs up, every single one of you watching, as I really would appreciate it. See if we can get over 1,000 likes before the stream ends. And remember, if you are new, make sure to subscribe, because we have a lot of content coming up on this map, and when it launches on Tuesday, an absolute load of stuff is going to be happening. It's going to be insane. So thank you for watching. Let's go back for the gameplay and enjoy, my friends. Let's do this. Bye.
This shall be the ultimate screen test, Poindexter. A return to one of my most horrifying creations ever, the cryptids! Welcome to the world premiere of Beast from Beyond.
I'll be back for you. Trust me, I'm very persistent. No scope, headshot. For some magic. Holy shit! What is Neil's head doing out here?
Carpenter!
Just pull the pin, give it a toss, and the mayhem ensues. I mean, we are in the future. Ow! Ow! More tape from my glasses!
Touch me, sucker, and I will put you 6 feet under.
Scope, headshot.
Take this cash money right here.
Fate is in your hands.
Oh, this ain't no card game. I'm playing for kicks.
Step forward and make your way.
A little extra lead never hurt nobody. We done up the BPM, now I'm talking about.